Welcome to Mr. Gloomy Sinister. Today, we have a special story that will take you on a journey of discovery and peace. It's a simple yet profound tale that teaches us about finding true happiness. So sit back, relax, and let yourself be guided through this enchanting story of self-discovery and inner peace. Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by green hills and peaceful forests, there was a young man named Kaito. Kaito was known for his curiosity and kind heart. He loved exploring the countryside and talking to everyone he met. But despite his gentle nature, Kaito often felt a deep sense of unease, like a shadow that wouldn't go away. One sunny day, while walking near the edge of the village, Kaito found an old cottage. The door was slightly open, and a warm, golden light shone from inside. Curious, Kaito went in. Inside the cottage was a wooden table with a beautifully carved box on it. Kaito opened the box and found an ancient scroll. Just then, an old man appeared from the shadows. His eyes were kind and wise. He introduced himself as Master Hiroshi, the village sage. "Welcome, Kaito," Master Hiroshi said. "I see you found my scroll. It tells a story about finding peace and understanding happiness. It's not just a story, but a guide for your heart." Kaito was intrigued. "What should I do?" he asked. Master Hiroshi smiled. "Read the scroll. It will show you the way. But remember, the path to understanding isn't always easy. You must be patient and open-hearted." Kaito unfolded the scroll and began to read the story of the lost bamboo cutter. Once upon a time, in a far-off land full of misty bamboo forests, there was a village where a bamboo cutter named Ryo lived. Ryo led a simple life. He spent his days cutting bamboo and making useful items. Though his life was modest, Ryo was content. He found joy in his work and the beauty of the forest. One day, while cutting bamboo by a stream, Ryo found a special bamboo stalk. It glowed with a magical light. When Ryo chopped it open, he found a tiny, magical dragon inside. The dragon spoke in a soft, musical voice. "Thank you for freeing me," the dragon said. "I can grant you one wish. What do you want most?" Ryo thought carefully. Though he had a good life, he often wondered if there was more to happiness. "I wish to understand what makes life truly fulfilling," he said. The dragon nodded. "Your wish will be granted, but you must go on a journey to find the answer. You will face 3 trials. Each trial will help you understand happiness better." With that, the dragon disappeared. Ryo felt a mix of excitement and worry, but began his journey. The first trial, the Temple of Reflection. Ryo walked through the bamboo forest until he reached an old temple. Inside was a large mirror. An old monk greeted him. "To pass the first trial," the monk said, "you must look into the mirror and see yourself clearly. What do you see?" Ryo looked into the mirror. At first, he saw his physical self, his face, hands, and clothes. But as he looked deeper, he saw his acts of kindness, his moments of joy, and the goodness within him. The monk spoke again. "Happiness starts with understanding yourself. When you see the good inside you, you find true contentment. The first trial is complete." Ryo thanked the monk and moved on. The second trial, the River of Desires. Next, Ryo came to a wide, fast-moving river. On the other side was a beautiful palace. A small boat was waiting, and a woman with a golden staff stood beside it. "To cross the river," the woman said, "you must confront your desires. What do you wish for most in life?" Ryo thought about his desires. More wealth, a bigger house, and recognition. But he realized that these things only brought temporary happiness. "I want to be content with what I have," Ryo said. "I have learned that true happiness comes from being satisfied with the present moment." The woman smiled. "You have learned well. True happiness is found in contentment. The second trial is complete." Ryo crossed the river and left the palace behind, feeling peaceful. The third trial, the Mountain of Compassion. Ryo's final trial took him to a tall mountain with a hut at the top. Climbing the mountain was tough, but Ryo reached the hut where an elderly woman sat. "Help me with a task," the woman said. and I will share the last piece of wisdom with you." She asked Rio to gather herbs and prepare a meal. As he worked, he noticed the woman's kindness and her care for others, despite her own struggles. After they ate, the woman said, "Compassion for others brings true joy. When you care for those around you, you find a deeper happiness." Rio understood. The journey had taught him that happiness is not about changing external things, but about what is in your heart. It is about understanding yourself, being content, and showing compassion. Return to the village. Rio returned to his village with a new understanding. His life didn't change much on the outside, but inside, he felt peaceful. He continued his work with joy and kindness. The villagers noticed his change and sought his advice. Rio's life became an example of happiness for the village. He had learned that true happiness comes from within, from self-awareness, contentment, and compassion. As Kaito finished reading, he felt calm and clear. The story of Rio helped him see that happiness is not about changing his life outside, but finding peace inside. Master Hiroshi looked at Kaito. "You have read the story well. Remember, happiness is not a place but a way of living. It starts with knowing yourself, being content with what you have, and caring for others." Kaito nodded, feeling a new sense of purpose. He thanked Master Hiroshi and left the cottage, carrying the wisdom with him. From that day, Kaito lived with a renewed sense of peace. He found joy in everyday moments and showed kindness to those around him. The shadow of gloom began to fade, replaced by a warm light. Kaito's journey had just started, but he now knew that happiness was a journey of the heart. He faced each day with peace and gratitude. Thank you for joining us on this journey with Kaito and the Lost Bamboo Cutter. We hope this story has brought a little light to your day and inspired you to find peace and happiness within yourself. Remember, the path to true happiness is a journey of the heart, filled with self-discovery, contentment, and compassion. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mr. Gloomy Sinister for more tales that inspire and uplift. Until next time, may you find joy in your journey and peace in your heart.